So this is my first Cat 3 race after coming out the Cat 4s last week where I came third. I got pipped to the post from an amazing breakaway from Harry and Jack. They came first and second, and I rolled over the line thinking I was in first place, so I was gutted. So if you haven't watched that video yet, check that out, because it's quite a good finish with a twist at the end of it that took me by surprise. So this is my first Cat 3 today. The weather was beautiful, it wasn't windy at all, it had perfect conditions for a load of fun, and the race was packed. There must have been about, I don't know, 30, 40 riders in this race, so I was really looking forward to it because I really prefer the big races. Obviously it can be a little bit more sketchy with the more riders that there are, but I don't know, I kind of a bit more satisfying when the peloton is big. You get bigger drafts. If you get a top 10, you feel a bit better about it, because you definitely deserved it if there's a load of you, and yeah, I was looking forward to it. How I felt before the race, with it being my first Cat 3, I was a little bit apprehensive. My goal was to try and keep with the group. I thought it was going to be a real fast, so I was apprehensive with how the power was going to be at the start of the race, going in throughout the whole race. So yeah, I was kind of a bit like, I'm just going to treat it like it's my first ever race all over again, like I did when I was back in Abingdon in January. And all I wanted to do really was to be able to finish in the bunch so that I know I could keep the Cat 3s. So my plan today was to try not to go too hard, try and have enough energy, try and stick in the peloton, try and make sure I don't go on mad attacks all the time. As you can see here, I'm doing about 600 watts. So yeah, it was definitely faster, but yeah, my goal was to just stick in the peloton and finish in the bunch. So that kind of played in the plan, not to kill myself straight away. So we're just coming up to the end of the first lap. I've made it through the first lap. It's strung out. I'm thinking, oh, this is quite interesting. So yeah, I'm going to go a bit deeper into the video, get into some attacks where it's a bit more fun. If you want to watch the whole race video, I'm posting it up on my YouTube channel as well. Just look for full race. So about 5 minutes 40 into the race, I'm still in the peloton. I've not been dropped yet, so really happy with that. And the first attack is gone. And I was really finding it quite easy at this point. 5 minutes in, I had thought to myself, wow, this is easier than I thought it was going to be. You can see here I'm doing like 0 watts, rolling down this hill. And after the first lap, it had kind of been really mellow like this. So I guess someone just got fed up of chilling in the peloton and has gone for it, which is kind of when attacks tend to happen in races, is when it's going quiet. When it's gone quiet, going slow, someone tends to shoot off to try and liven things up. So at this point, I'm thinking to myself, I wonder how we're all going to react. But you can kind of see no one's really that bothered. I guess we are like 6 minutes into the race, so no one really cares at this point. I think everyone tends to assume that an attack this early will never get away, and to be fair, it rarely does. But I found, like, during cycling, the ones that have got away have that element of surprise. So and like last week, it surprised me and I didn't even notice it had gone because I wasn't paying attention. So yes, sometimes them kind of moves are actually probably quite a good idea to do, especially when it's such a big peloton. Like, we could barely see the front of the race, the front of the peloton. So if someone attacks, like, we don't know if when it's a field this size. And I don't know if you just noticed the elites going through us. They are seriously strong. Like, they're ridiculous. They caught us after about 7 minutes. And yeah, I was just like, oh my god, look at the speed they're going at, and they just completely come under us. We stick to the right, and it's my first race being alongside elites, and when they're going around us, it was quite eye-opening, and especially because this Saturday I'm due to race in the elite race at Reading, at the Reading Crits, in the E123, because I'm not Cat 4, and that's the only race I can enter. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to get absolutely annihilated in that race. So at this point in the race, we've been racing for about 15 minutes, and I was thinking, this hasn't been too bad so far. I'm doing okay here. I'm still in the peloton. I'm doing good. And then it all speeds up. It gets whacked off the front. It kind of strings out pretty quickly. One of the things that I've noticed in the Cat 3 is when it's nice and easy, it's easy, but when it speeds up, it really speeds up, straight to like 34 mile an hour. And I'm trying to find a wheel at this point, but I'm kind of out in the wind, and so I get on this guy's wheel because I was thinking to myself, I'm not going to be able to sprint that long on my own in the wind. Like, these boys are a little bit more powerful than me, so I catch on, and I'm not too sure what to expect. So is it going to last longer? Is this going to speed up now in the race? Because the first 15 minutes have been, to be fair, probably the easiest 15 minutes I've done in any race. So I'm thinking, oh, maybe we're livening up, and now it all gets serious for the next 45 minutes. So I didn't really know what to expect. This guy in front of me is going. Everyone is sat on my wheel behind. I'm trying to get to this guy here. But yeah, it didn't really work out. But then Harry from the Cat 4s, who had gone up with me from the previous week, jumps in front. I sit on his wheel, and it turns out we're doing a bit of a break all of a sudden. So I sit on. It's strung out behind us at this point, and I'm thinking, geez, 16 minutes in, this could end up hurting quite quickly. But Harry's a really strong rider. I think he's probably, stronger than me. I'm not afraid to admit that. And there's this little group up here that we're trying to catch. And I was thinking that before. I don't really want a little group getting away, because I didn't know what to expect. So we get onto these boys, and behind us, I don't know, it's kind of easing up a bit, but I don't know. I think at this point I was still hurting quite a bit. The pain was kicking in. Harry's out on the right. I'm behind this guy to try and take a bit of shelter. I don't have my heart rate monitor on me today, so at this point I probably did jump up to my 190 pain barrier, and everyone's attacking it off the front. I'm thinking I'm going to go for it, but they're too far gone, doing 350 watts, which is out of my comfort zone. And I'm thinking to myself, I need people to come around me so I can get back in, because I'm not going to last. So these two go, and I'm kind of got a gap in front of me again. I'm doing 400 watts now, and I'm thinking to myself, hopefully around these corners I can gain on them a little bit and kind of roll into them around the back, thankfully. So at that point I was in a bit of pain, and that was like a one lap attack. That was pretty sustained, and actually that was from Harry from the Cat 4s. So in theory I should be used to what he's up to, but yeah, I try and settle in straight away if I can, and yeah, that was first bit of tiredness of the race, but it had been so easy up to that point. So yeah, and a few minutes later it gets spicy all over again. I've just recovered from the previous few laps, and I'm up to 800 watts again, trying to get on this guy's wheel. He's going for it, and it's all strung out. It's yeah, I'm beginning to realise what Cat 3 is all about after being in the Cat 4s. I think 37 mile an hour there. I think in the previous race I was going over that finish line. That's probably been my top speed, and we're like 23 minutes into the race. So I managed to get on this guy's wheel. I don't want to press on the brakes, so I try and just roll past a couple of people, come on the inside. And then this guy from Surrey Hills, oh my, he just doesn't look like he spins very fast, but he just puts the power down around these S-bends, and he is disappearing. And they're doing about 350 watts, and yeah, he just flies through these S-bends like it's nothing. I go out wide because I'm thinking I don't want to do any more chasing, because I did that a minute ago when I hurt myself. And I think this is Giorgio in front of me. If you don't follow his channel on YouTube, check that out. So I need a wheel again. There's a gap behind me, so I'm trying to catch up here. And I think I realise I'm 25 minutes in. This is going to start hurting again, so I need to get on that wheel. So we hop onto his wheel, and well, I try and hop onto his wheel. I'm not doing a very good job at that at the moment, but I'm just trying to find it. I don't know what's wrong with me here. I should be a magnet. That's one thing I need to get a move on with, is getting onto people's wheels. I don't know if he wanted me to go through, but I wasn't doing it because I was already hurting. So yeah, we come around by the clubhouse, and a little bit hurting. I take it through this time, and yeah, this was people were ahead of me, and I'm only a Cat 4. I'm just one race out of it. So I'm just trying to get onto this guy's wheel. So hop on, he looks behind, see if I'm there. I'm hoping he was planning for me to be there rather than attack again, but he does let me on, which is nice of the guy. So about a lap later, I've kind of pulled up some of us up to the Surrey Hills guys. We finally caught up with him, and I was hurting a bit again at this point because I was trying to stay on the wheels, and these two, Harry and Mr. Surrey Hills, they were kind of like a little carrot dangling in front of me, so I gained on them. But the moment I catch up to them, Surrey Hills goes again. It's like he was allergic to me, man. It was, I was thinking to myself, oh man, this guy he's a strong rider. So I stay on Harry's wheel, and I know Harry's been out here for a while, because he's that kind of guy. He just likes trying to get away. And I was thinking to myself, he's probably going to elbow me through again here, because he's been out here for a while, probably doesn't want to do much more work. So I sit on it, come around these corners, and yeah, he looks over, and I'm assuming at that point he was trying to get me to go through. So I go out wide with the intentions of people coming under me again, and here they come through. But the moment we get out of that bend, it goes again, and I'm thinking, geez. And to be fair, this is probably what racing should be about, like constant attacking, load of fun. In the Cat 4 races I've done, it's been a bit friendly. When you're hurting, it tends to be everyone else is hurting, so no one really attacks as much. But yeah, when you're trying to get a break after this, it's they tend to go for it again, which makes it a bit more interesting. At this point, I'm trying to think, right, I need to get in the peloton here. I've had enough of being near the front. I just want to sit in and relax a little bit. So come around this corner, and I get back on the wheels of everyone at last. And about a lap later, it goes again. But this time in my head, I'm thinking, right, I've had enough of chasing things. Everyone else can do it. So you can see here people come around me. Do I care? Not that much at this point. I know there's a ton of people behind me, so there will be a wheel to hop on. And we come around this corner, and I'm just quite happy to see a few riders in front of me for once, because the last 15 minutes have been a bit hellish. The first 15 minutes of the race was lovely, and then the last 15 minutes have been a bit of a like shellacking. So yeah, I try and get back on this car's wheel. Bit of a gap, but I get there, and yeah, I'm trying. At this point, I'm just going to be recovering. Now this is the life. This is what I'm talking about. 0 watts, going down a hill, 27 mile an hour. I finally had a decent bit of recovery, and I know I'm not going to get in a winning break or anything like that. So I'm thinking to myself, right, I'm just going to sit in here. If I need to up the power here and there, no problem. I'm just going to draft amongst this big bunch. Now the only problem, like I said at the beginning, is being in a bunch. If attacks go, you can't really see them go, and they tend to be very far away. But at this point, I was happy to be recovering, sticking to my plan, and getting more of my race head on, because I know I wasn't, after the last 15 minutes, I know I had no hope in hell of getting away. A few minutes later, attack goes. Do I care? Absolutely not. And again, do I care? Nope, I do not care. Leave me alone. I'm just trying to stay in the peloton. So I've managed to recover for the last, 10, 15 minutes quite well. 3 laps to go now, and was fully expecting the pace to get going again, and it does get strung out the moment that number 3 gets put up in front of everyone. And where I was feeling so good at this point, I'd recovered from that mid-section area, that mid part of the race, and in my head I'm thinking, you know what, I'm feeling okay here. I'm probably going to finish in the bunch because I've not been dropped, and it's going to be all about positioning going into the final lap or two. So lap 3, I'm thinking, right, I don't mind if I'm near the back. Ideally, let's not give myself a load of work with 2 laps to go, because that's probably when everyone else will go. So at this point I'm thinking, just try and stay mid-pack. If I get the opportunity to move up, go for it. When it speeds up, be prepared, because it's probably going to happen all the time now. And at this point I only have rear footage, which was so annoying. It happened to me the other day. I need to adjust the settings on the GoPro because it absolutely kills the batteries filming it. So as soon as I've got all my gadgets sorted in good quality, I've kind of put the quality on too good. So yeah, the rest of the race is in the rear camera, which is quite fun because you can see everyone's pain faces. But the annoying thing is, I can't see how I do at positioning myself for the final couple of laps. So yeah, there goes the elite boys after shouting at us, and they are too fast. I did think, oh, maybe I could jump on one of their wheels and get lifted to the front, to the finish line for the win, but you're not allowed to do that. Now at this point we're in the last lap. It is hell for leather, 500 watts. I am hurting a lot, but that's what you expect in the last lap, especially in the Cat 3. So I was prepared for this. I just wanted to finish in the bunch. Cool, dude. So yeah, so we're coming around by the clubhouse now. I'm at 600 watts, which is high for me. You would have seen my max sprint the other day was about 980, so I'm not by no means powerful. We're coming around the corner, final sprint. I'm trying to go for it. This guy is going for it, and it's a bunch finish. I finished mid-pack, maybe. I think it got blown out a bit behind me as well. I ease up. There's no point racing for 14th or anything like that. So yeah, all in all, a great race. I really enjoyed my Cat 3 experience. In terms of finding it, how I find it against the Cat 4s, it wasn't too much difference apart from when it was easy, it was really easy, and when it was hard, it was just that little bit harder. So they know when to relax a bit more, they know when to go hard a bit more. It's but there's no twitchiness. There's a lot. The riders are a lot smoother in their riding. There's no sketchy riders about, to be fair. In my opinion, I didn't notice any, and it's quite interesting to see the power differences from my previous Cat 4 races in comparison to this Cat 3 race, as you can see on the screen. But it was a couple of miles an hour faster for about the same power effort that I would normally do. So yeah, it was quite good. I really enjoyed it. This weekend I'm racing Reading in the E123 at the Reading Crits at Hillingdon. How well I do there, I do not know, because I've only just recorded this. This may actually go out after I've done the race, because of like my processing skills. But yeah, it was a load of fun. I really enjoyed this, and I'm going to probably absolutely get annihilated on the Elite 123 race at the weekend. My goal was to try and last 1 or 2 laps there, so let's see what happens. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe, give us a follow. If I'm at your races, you'll probably get a notification and you might see yourself on the camera or whatever. But take care for now. Bye.